Welcome to Hattie's Hierophant. I am your tarot reader. My air signs are my last grouping that I am uploading, so I saved the best for last, darling. Thank you for your patience. Listen, I hope your Scorpio season is going well. I know it's been stressful, baby, but let's see what Spirit has in store for us. I pulled a few extra cards from some of my very favorite decks. I did it last month. I enjoyed it. I hope you did. If you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoy it. And the first card I pulled for us, my Libra, is that of the sacral chakra. And just like you see that color orange, focus on that color and take it to your lower abdomen and make it glow and heal that area. We are going to focus on that specifically of creativity. But what will this orange bright light actually do in regards to our chakra for you? Let's see. As we focus on our sacral chakra, help me. It is going to relate to that of flexibility, creativity, inspiration, relationships, desires, appetite, addiction, karmic patterns, sexuality and sensuality, community, family and tribe, emotional intelligence, healthy sexual relationships, pleasure and passion, self-acceptance and gratitude, fulfillment of desires. Honey, Libra, if this doesn't describe you, honey, I feel like you should focus on this chakra extra long. When you're cleaning your chakras, you should focus on this extra long. Come on, you are the child of Venus, by the way. All right, again, if you're new to this channel, I stumble over my words quite often trying to get the messages out from Spirit and seeing the pictures translate to the cards, and then I get excited for you. Forgive me, okay? Let's get on with the general reading, and I have that of the 10 of Wands for you. In this particular deck, this doesn't mean like it does in the original, right, Rider-Waite. In this particular deck, the 10 of Wands is all about everything coming together. This is the center of your reading, Libra, right? If you're feeling overwhelmed, right, we can know that this is in your future. Everything is coming together. And Libra, I have a feeling that you're already feeling this. You're already feeling like all the pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together. We finally got the house good. The relationship is doing well. The job is making money, right? The job is going good, right? And if we're not there, we're going to get there. This is good news. All right, my love, let's expand into other areas, because for those of us who haven't quite gotten to that feeling of everything coming together, there's some solutions here. In your moon energy, and this is where your emotions are, this is where you manifest and you have conversations with Spirit, and we have that of the strength energy. We have that of the 5 of Wands, and we have that of the death energy. Now, I pre-pull all of your cards before I turn on the camera so I can meditate on them and I can start getting messages and visions for you. And right away I got that whether it's at work, whether it's in relationship, whether it's with siblings, right, or with family members, if you all have just been like that, competitiveness is going to start to ease. If that competitiveness does not ease, it needs to. This is encouraging you to say, listen, this is not a competition, right? We need to let it go. And when we do, you see that bright sun in the background? That's what'll be in store. What are you winning by being so competitive? Only this, more competitiveness, right? Which leads to fighting and bickering, right? And right here, this, even though this represents the number 5 in the tarot deck, and 5s are typically all about a bumpy transition, right? In this particular case, it doesn't feel like a bumpy transition if we decide to stay here. It feels like it's going to grow into other things. It's going to grow into a tower. It's going to grow into things that just don't make us comfortable. So why stay here? Is it really worth being right? Right? And the interesting thing about this death energy, and you can see it really clearly here, you see all the different people and how they're reacting to death. Some are begging and pleading. Some is, they laid right on out, right? And you have one that's standing. Is she afraid? Is she greeting death? The lesson here is, how are you going to handle it after the fact? And the lesson here is, you have a choice. You have a choice. But know that there's a light at the end of that tunnel. And this energy here, this is one of strength. And this is, I love this energy. This is also Leo energy here as well. And this particular queen that's by her lion, she was raised with this lion. That's how come she doesn't even realize that it's courage that she has, because she grew up with this lion. So it's not like she had to tame them. They're family, right? Wherever she goes, that lion goes. Wherever that lion goes, she goes. For eternity. And this is what you have. For eternity, you have the courage. You have the courage to say, hey, you know what? Let's ding dong dead it. You have the courage to not be so competitive. You have the courage to not be right. Come on, Libra. Right? All right, my love, let's go into your sun energy. And your sun energy is where you are seen. And I have that of the 6 of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. So the energy that I get right off the bat, and this 6 of Cups is very, very, very family oriented, right? And it's that family feeling, right? Wherever that heartscape is, doesn't necessarily have to be family, but that feeling that you get with family, Spirit is encouraging you to share that. To share that feeling with your coworkers, with your family, with your lover, and in friendships. Share that love. And this Page of Pentacles, now I'm starting to transition here a little bit, right? So some of us who, tapping into your creativity here, into that creativity chakra, that orange deep chakra that we're focusing on in our abdomen, right? This is the beginning stages of re-educating ourselves, or educating ourselves in something new that we want to do, and something new that we want to pursue. And perhaps you've been feeling not so creative. We have the answer for that. Let's focus on that chakra, right? And some of you have already been feeling creative, but I feel like a lot of you have just been feeling a little tired to really show this creativity, to really work this creativity. That's okay, because we're in the beginning stages of it, right? And with this King of Swords, and I'm getting so many different energies here. And this is going back to that side of, being right. Winning, right? That's where that competitiveness is coming from, is I have to win, but what is the prize at the end of the day? If your prize at the end of the day is that my friendships are going to feel a little bit different, my relationship with my siblings is going to be a little odd, my relationships with my family is going to feel awkward, right? I'm going to not like coming to work because I had to be right. You know what I mean? And that's what this King of Swords is all about. Sometimes he approaches things without emotion, and he just wants to get the facts. And the truth of the matter is, Libra, I feel like you have the facts. And what's ticking you off is like, listen, I have the facts. I am right. So get it together. Right? So this is an encouragement to, maybe just come a little bit softer with the facts. And even though you have all the facts, maybe you don't need to put them all out right now. Right? And I'm seeing it in your immediate future, your immediate present. And your immediate present, you have that of the Emperor. And it flanks that 10 of Wands, and then you have that of the 7 of Swords. Let's get into it. So this Emperor energy, right? What I love about the Emperor in this particular deck, although she represents stability and courage and getting to the truth, and you know, she typically is not very soft and gentle, you know, much like the Empress, you know what I mean? This particular Emperor, she does tap into her emotions, even though she knows what's right, she knows what's wrong, she knows what's going to bring stability to the situation, right? But she does bring some gentleness to the table as well. This is also fire energy, so perhaps you are dealing with a fire sign, which would be Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Now, in this particular deck, this 7 of Swords is very similar to that in the Rider-Waite. And typically, this is an energy of not being honest, right? Of not, you know, telling lies and things like that. In this particular deck, this is one of, if you need to tell a little white lie to make things right, then do it, as long as you're not hurting anybody, right? If it's a way to keep people out of your business, if it's a way to keep the peace, right? If you know that you're right about something in particular, and it's not going to close down the business, right? It's not going to hurt your sibling, right? It's not going to make your wife or your husband feel like crap, right? Do I look fat in these jeans? No, honey, you look good. If you need to tell that little white lie to keep the peace, do it. That's what this energy is saying, right? And I know some of you are going to disagree with it, but honey, I have a saying, honey, sometimes a lot of me. If it's not something that's going to hurt me, and we know the difference, right? We're adults here. We know the difference. Come on, right? But if it's something that's little, you know what I mean? Like, was she talking about me? She was, but nope, she sure wasn't. Because guess what would happen? If that person would have told me the truth, where they were talking about me, so now I'm gonna go up to her and be like, what's up? And now it starts this tension, and now it starts this fight that really wouldn't have been started, right? Sometimes it's best to tell just a little white lie. All right, let's see. Yes. All right, so I am being called to pull one of the cards from the Ancestral deck. I love this deck so much. It's so delicious. And the one I get and one I was drawn to for you is that of the Wise One. And it says, grow within your current situation, right? That owl represents wisdom. Remember when I just said we're all adults? And what I mean by that, it doesn't mean necessarily that of age. It means that of experience. That you know better, right? And when you know better, you do better. So if you have to tell that little white lie, you know the difference. You're the wise one. This is also very earth-like energy here. And then you see that crow, and that crow is a deliverer, right? He's a messenger to and from spirit, and to and from like your moon energy spirit. So if you are a Libra moon, this message is for you because it's part of your emotions. So emotionally it's something that not that you're struggling with, but that you're dealing with. So perhaps this can be encouraging for you, right? To tap into that wisdom in a particular situation to where you may be right, but will that make you the winner, right? All right, so now we're going to pull from the Rider-Waite deck and see what other messages we get here, because I think we've beat that horse. All right, Spirit's like, stop shuffling. Enough is enough. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Doing this upside down. There we go. All right, I got it together, Libra. I got it together. Yeah. Oh, honey, what is happening? Okay, so I expanded on that of the strength energy, right? That you were born with, that you have with it, you've been coupled with your entire life. So you have it deep within, call on it at any time. And you got that of the Hangman and the Knight of Swords, right? This is another message, just hold back, right? Or else this is what you're gonna look like. You're going to look like a bully, right? And Spirit is saying, just, pull it back. Just pull it back a little bit, right? I'm feeling that message. I'm a Libra moon. And then we expand on that death card. We get another 6 of Cups along with the devil energy, right? So there's a couple of messages here. So Libra, perhaps we have entangled ourselves, right? Because listen, let's go back to this, right? This creativity and that sacral chakra that we're working on, and that deep orange in our abdomen. Remember when it said addictions, and addictions just aren't drugs, addictions just aren't food, right? Because it says something about appetite as well. Sometimes it's sex. Sometimes we are addicted to feeling powerful, and sometimes we get power in being right. Right? Let's let go of that. And let's get back to having fun. Let's get back to those times to where, and this energy represents nostalgia. And it represents being good to our people. Who is your person? Who are your people? Is it worth it? It is not. It is not. This is also Capricorn energy here. Oop, oop, oop. Spirit, is this a message for me? I'm a Capricorn sun. But some of you Libras, you maybe did. I just got the chills there. So Spirit's like, yep, girl, that was for you too. So thank you, Libra. So for helping Spirit bring a message to me, because I am dealing with this as a matter of fact. And Spirit is saying, calm yourself. Now, I expanded on that of the 5 of Wands, right? And this is all about that competitiveness without reason, right? This is a contest recreated without reason, right? There is no winner, right? There is no prize. Other than the prize is you get on my nerves, and I don't like to see you coming down the street because you like to start stuff. But listen, once we get past that energy, you're going to feel like this weight lifted off of you, because when you bring that energy of always having to be right, and you're the one who you've kind of self-appointed to be the leader, you're self-appointed the supervisor, the manager. No one appointed you this. No one appointed you head of the family. No one appointed you the head of a project. You appointed yourself, right? So once we get past that energy to where you don't have to be right, you're going to get this load lifted off your shoulders, and you're going to be amazed at what your people, your person can actually achieve without you having to tell them what to do. You want to know how I know? Because you have that of the World card. I'm not stopping. And we have that of the okay, we're gonna get it together. The Wheel of Fortune, right? Let's look at these two energies. So we have, let's call it. We have Saturn energy along with Jupiter energy, right? Which is so interesting, because I feel like that's what you're dealing with right now, Libra. Saturn is very much like that Emperor energy where there's restriction and boundaries, right? And really, and this is also Saturn-like energy, right? And a lot of people give Saturn energy such a bad rap. Saturn energy is where you learn lessons. That's how you learn to be responsible. That's how you learn to control those addictions. That's the lesson. It's not the title, right? When you are here, the lesson is, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this devil energy, right? The devil is not the bad guy, right? This energy creates situations and says, hey, there's drugs there. That energy doesn't make you do it, because we have this beautiful thing called free will, right? And once you decide to do those drugs, if you decide to be in a certain negative energy that doesn't benefit you or no one, once you decide to shop until you drop and run up all your credit cards, right? Those are addictions. Those are things that we self-inflict. This is a self-infliction, right? Those chains around their necks, they put them on themselves. Look how loose they are. No one put it around them. They gladly said, you know what? Yep. I'm going to live in this addiction. Yes, I am. And then I'm going to blame that big guy in the back when he doesn't even move from his throne, right? So the lesson there, right? Saturn's like, look, if if you make a decision to remove that chain and move forward, you can. What are you going to do? And the great thing is once you remove that chain and you leave this, what do I want to call it? This prison. Because that's what it feels like when you're caught up in this, right? When you leave this prison, Saturn's like outside with balloons and saying, they're like, hey, guess what? Look how beautiful that light is and compared to this, right? Blue skies, you are floating. That's how Saturn repays you and rewards you. And look how you are being rewarded in your spirit energy. So spirit is working in your favor for a new cycle, and a new cycle of the wheel of fortune, right? And the thing about this Jupiter energy and the thing about this wheel of fortune, it just doesn't happen. It's one of those things, it's that energy of take advantage. When these lucky things start happening, when these opportunities start happening, jump on that merry-go-round. Now, once we do that and we jump on that merry-go-round and we take that Jupiter for a ride, right? Honey, things are going to get batshit crazy. Yes, they are. And it's going to feel kind of chaotic in the most beautiful way. Like this energy does not feel like I can't handle it. And you want to know why? Because this was the center of our reading. It's all coming together. It's almost going to be like, I can't do it all because I didn't realize all these opportunities were going to come. It's going to be overwhelming in a good way. And some things you're going to have to turn down, not because they were horrible, because you just don't have the doggone time. Give it to someone else, right? Sharing is caring. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, thank you. All right, so I'm being called to another energy for you. And it is that of the water guardian. Connect with your emotions. And I feel like I was drawn to this for you is because this is a very water-like energy. So if we're talking about like Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And those are very emotional zodiacs as far as what they represent, okay? I'm not trying to call out any of those signs and saying they're emotional because I find that people can get very touchy with that. I personally think it's beautiful, right? Obviously, because this energy feels beautiful to me for you. Get in touch with that emotional side of you, right? You don't have to be the big bad bully. And I know some of you just was like, excuse me. You beautiful Libra. I am not bullying anybody, excuse me. Listen, girl, gentlemen, right? I can speak it because it's in the moon, okay? Sometimes we need to tap into that softer side, right? And honey, Libra, darling, when you are in that softer side, it is delicious. Just saying, you'll get more in that delicious energy when you tap into that softer side of you. Come on. You're mothered by Venus. All right, my love. Interesting. So we are now expanding in your sun energy. And I have that expansion of that Six of Cups, right? We're talking about bringing our softer side to our family, to our friends, right? To our coworkers, to that energy. I feel like I'm not explaining it right. Whatever that energy is that you carry for that family, that feeling that you have for your mother, for your father, for your sister, for your brother, that feels different than it does for a lover, right? Feels different than it does for a friend. It's an unconditional love. It's a I love you anyway, even with your flaws. That's the love that Spirit wants you to share and to experience, really, right? Don't you want people to love you anyway, despite our flaws? Right? You just can't love the beautiful, ooey gooey, gushy sides of us. Love my shadow side too. That's what this energy is encouraging you to do. So I have that of the death energy. We got another death card in your sun energy, right? And I see some other things here. So there's something certainly that we are dealing with in regards to our emotions, right? And we have that of the Four of Pentacles and that of the Lover's energy. So what I'm picking up, and typically when I'm in this particular corner, this is like, I feel like this is subconsciously what we are manifesting, right? And although you may not be physically manifesting it, you're like, no, Crystal, I'm sorry. I have a ritual that I do and I haven't been manifesting any of that. Thank you. Sometimes it's not that. It's what we are constantly thinking about. And we manifest it. And that's when you're like, I knew that was going to happen. Of course you did. Because you've been resonating in it and you've been telling spirit, hey, this is what I want. Feel me, Libra? Now, the first energy that I'm getting here, right? Because that Lover's card, to me, hardly ever means intimate relationships. I mean, there is energy there as far as intimate relationships, especially because that death card is there. So certainly, so I don't know if some of you Librans are struggling in that area as far as intimacy. And for a lot of you, I feel like you've been overworked or you've just been super tired, right? You've been super tired because you've been feeling overworked or I hear overstretched. Whatever that means to you, my love, right? And the reason you've been overstretched because you feel like that, oh, my Libra, why are you putting all this pressure on yourself? Why? You feel like that if you don't do it all, if you are new to this channel, baby, I get very emotional. You feel like that if you don't do it, then it won't be done right. It won't be good for my family. It won't be good for work. It won't be good for my friends. So I gotta do it. You feel responsible. And Spirit is saying ding dong dead. And with that Lover's energy, which represents that of Gemini, and Gemini is all about communication, right? It's my ascending sign. Just saying. I like to share. Communicate what your needs are. Communicate where you need help. And communicate in the most loving way. Unconditionally, okay? Manifest that. All right. And I have that expansion on the King of Swords, and I got that of the Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Ace of Cups. I know you love this juicy energy. We have some earth energy here with Virgo, and then we also have earth energy here, which represents Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. And then we have that Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is just that, oh, come on, it's overflowing, by the way. And the dove is at the very top, and that dove represents hope. So when you show that loving side of you, it is so hopeful to the people who receive it, right? And that Hermit is all about, listen, go within, speak to yourself. And I also feel like that some of you really just need to rest in a meditative sort of way, in a nurturing sort of way. Interestingly enough, the last card that I have from our ancestral deck, come on, you know Spirit don't mess around, Libra. You got that of Hermit. Well, I'll be doggone. Retreat and revive, is that what it says? Retreat and recharge. So I feel like some of you are going to, we're obviously starting a new cycle, and a new cycle of fortunate things that are going to be happening for us. Jupiter is really working past that Saturn energy, right? It's almost like Saturn's like, you know what? I am tired of sitting here at the front door, seeing what time you coming in, seeing what time you leaving with my belt, right? Trying to catch you in action. Saturn's like, I'm tired. I want to go have some fun too. Jupiter, I'm okay with letting Libra have a little fun. So before that happens, Libra, I recommend you take you a nice big old rest. Some of you take a spa day. Some of you sit down, do nothing. Let somebody take care of you. Some of you just get into that room, into your space. Let's meditate on that sacral chakra and recharge. Is it sacral or sacral? Don't know. All right, so when I expand on that of the Page of Pentacles, right? Beginning stages of new ideas. And not just new ideas, but the beginning stages of getting our house together, getting our finances together, right? Getting our health together. We're in the beginning stages of that. So I don't know if we are like, you know, Googling or researching, or we're starting a new program or what have you. If you're not, Spirit is encouraging you to take care of you. Right? And how you take care of you is your money's good, right? Your health is good, your home is good. We're in the beginning stages of that. And I expanded on that and got that of this is the first one I laid out, the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Two of Wands. And you know, that Ten of Swords is an ending, right? It's an ending with a new beginning. Gosh, I love that energy. And I'm feeling that energy in the spirit with the Wheel of Fortune and the World card. It's like this cycle is ending so something else can begin, and it's going to begin in the most expansive way, right? And this is also that energy of, you know, getting away from that being right, getting away from a certain way of thinking, because that's what swords are. Come on, you know, you're an air sign, right? So we can start this new journey, and the Two of Wands is all about making a choice to go in the direction that resonates with you, to tap into your creativity, to tap into and let go of karmic things that do not serve you in this next cycle, right? You're making the choice. Now, lastly, we are going to focus on your immediate present. And we have that of Placow. Like I didn't know that wasn't going to happen. My Libra, you have really been in your mental space. It feels like you've been in your mental space with all things Pentacle. Home, job, money. You've been thinking about it constantly. When I expand on that Emperor, we have that of the Nine of Cups, baby. This is in your immediate present. Congratulations. And we have that of the Seven of Pentacles. And we have that of the Five of Swords, right? There are no winners and losers. I feel like that once we understand this energy of being right? Or this energy of like, you know what? It's not going to get done right unless I do it. Let go of that energy. No one wins, no one loses. Right? You don't win because now you're exhausted. The people, you know, that are involved, they don't win because they don't get an opportunity to show you how wonderful they are and how they are capable and how much they love you. Seriously. How much they care about you and your opinions. So, pardon me. Thank you, Spirit. It's almost like they see how hard you're working and you make them feel guilty because you're not giving them the opportunity. And at some point, Libra, I feel like you're not going to have a choice because you're going to have so much stuff going on that if you don't set them up to do it themselves, now you're going to be extra duper duper tired. You see, because look, with this manifestation, this wish that is being fulfilled in your immediate present is going to require a new focus. It's going to require for us to have that laser focus in all things Pentacle. You're going to have your head down, busy, making money, being healthy, redoing and fixing up your house, right? Your home. And then I expand that on the Seven of Swords. And this is, I expanded and got the Four of Wands. And the energy I'm getting here, especially with that Seven of Swords, right? And this is the Seven of Swords from this particular deck. So this is one of, you might have to tell this little white lie just to keep the peace. And some of us, it is in, it's going to create harmony, right? And I know some of you really have a problem with that energy right there. I know it, right? You know what, we can't touch on that in its whole entirety. But for some of us, it's going to involve telling a little white lie in our marriage, in our committed relationships, and our committed, whatever we are committed to. And what you are committed to is whatever you spend your most time in and doing. Right? Make sense? So, for example, if someone perhaps that you're working with and maybe you're training, right? This is just an example. Maybe they're not doing such a great job. And you've been kind of like, every time you see them, listen, this is what you're not doing right. This is what you're not doing right. Maybe this day, maybe this month, you say, you know what? You've gotten better, even if they haven't. Because there's something about that encouragement that makes them want to do better. Because telling them that, hey, you're not doing so great doesn't make them want to do better. It makes them feel like they're worthless. So maybe tell that little white lie of like, you are doing fantastic. Keep it up. And I guarantee you're going to see like all this bright light you see here. You're going to see it in that person. You're going to see it in those people. You're going to see it in your relationship. You're going to see it in your siblings. You're going to see it in your wife. You're going to see it in your husband. You're going to see it in your kids. Tell that little white lie. And we have that of the strength energy and that of the Fool. So I want to bring all these up together. Look up, honey, with this being your immediate present, and you see how bright that is, Spirit is saying this needs to happen in your son. This needs to be seen and shown, and action needs to be taken. Again, I have Leo energy here along with Aries energy here, right? So perhaps you're dealing with that aspect. Doesn't even have to be that sign. Perhaps you're dealing with that aspect, right? You have the courage. Have the courage to hold back. And you're going to see them, you're going to see it take off. You're going to see them take off. And you're going to see them in a different light. And you'll be like, oh my God, you are totally wonderful. I don't have to do it all. Awesome. So then I expand on that of the Ten of Wands, which was the center of your reading. And I have that of the Justice, right? You showed right on up. This represents Libra. And then you have that of the Nine of Swords. And then the Page of Pentacles. Oh, we have two Page of Pentacles here showing up in your immediate present, right? So again, this is really, Spirit is really bringing this home. They are really bringing this home for you, Libra. Like we really got to get out of this way of thinking. We have bound ourselves into thinking we have to take care of it. I have to do it or else it won't be right. I have to be in charge or it won't be right, or it won't get done. It won't be to perfection. The Justice card is right there. It showed right on up at the end of your reading, Libra. You will get your justice. It will be done right. It may not be done to all your specifications. As a matter of fact, the specs may be a little bit different, but at the end of the day, it gets done. And in some cases, you're going to be like, wow, I didn't think of it being done that way. And it looks fantastic. Right? And this is going to start your thought process and your creativity in a whole nother direction of, wow, since you're doing it that way, this has sparked new ideas for me. A new way of thinking for me, a new way of doing our finances, a new way of doing things at work, a new way of taking care of myself, right? Wow. Wowzers. All right, my love, I hope that resonated with you. We are going to choose your angel card, and I actually got these angel cards from two beautiful Libras who are so dear to my heart, and I'm so grateful for these cards. All right, so what are we going to focus on, my Libra? We have that of responsibility. And I feel like that this is not something that we really need to focus on. I think this is something we need to let go of. You don't have to be responsible for everything or everyone, or being responsible of making everything perfect and everything right, and being responsible of everyone's emotions and how they feel and how they fit in. You don't have to be the one that's responsible for all that. All right, my Libra. Again, I hope that was good for you. It was good for me. It was nice and juicy. I teared up a little bit, but I didn't want to mess up my makeup. You know what I mean? Have 2 other readings to do. If you want to see me next month, stop on by. Consider subscribing. I'd like to see you so we can be buddies. And I'm going to see you next month, my dear. Ooh, I am going to, like I read from this book here, for your chakra energy, I really want us to have some detailed explanation about that. So be in the lookout for that video. I don't know how I'm going to make it make sense, but I want you to have it so badly that I am going to upload it somehow, and hopefully you'll be able to snatch it. Listen, I will see you next month. I adore you.